So now for the third muscle group that I worked on today, I worked on biceps. Now, you know, I do perform the bicep curl a little differently than some people. And you'll notice that as you gain muscle mass, your movements will change. Your range of motion sometimes changes because your muscles sometimes get in the way. But that's not primarily the reason. Is one reason my movement is slightly different than I'd like is because I tore this bicep years ago, partially. And the funny thing is I didn't do it through training. I did it through trusting a chiropractor that didn't know what he was doing. And what he did was told me to lock my arm out and then resist as he pulled on my arm to do a strength test. And what he did was he did an extreme eccentric movement. It's like doing a negative with your joint locked and basically partially tore my biceps. So just you people out there, don't trust your chiropractor and physiotherapist 100%. If something feels wrong to you, don't do it, okay? That was my mistake. I actually trusted that this guy knew something that I didn't, and this was years and years ago. So anyway, I do sometimes bring the elbow forward when I'm bicep curling because of this injury, okay? So my movement has slightly changed with the bicep curl there. Now, what I've done on the bicep curl here is I've done one set with a weight of 30 to 40 pounds, and I just fatigue the muscle. I try to keep the movement slow, especially on the eccentric portion of the movement. And then what I'll do is decrease the weight around 50%, and then continue the movement. So I do a strip set. And then what I'm doing to extend the set now is I change over to hammer curls in order to keep going, because the brachialis, which is involved heavily in the hammer curl, starts to get engaged, and now the brachii gets a little bit of a break, but you can still push that overall bicep to extreme fatigue. And what we're trying to do is push the fatigue level to as high as possible, just so we can make sure that that muscle adaptation switch gets turned on, and then the muscle will adapt, you know? So yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, just try this technique on your own and see what happens.
So you can notice here that I'm not resting the dumbbells at the bottom. I am still keeping my arms slightly bent, and I'm keeping the tension on the bicep as much as possible, except on the cheat ones, the cheat curls at the end. Then I take a brief rest just so I can continue the set, okay? But the goal is to keep the tension on the bicep for as long as possible. So you see here, I'm just slightly bending the arms at the bottom. I'm never extending them, I'm never straightening them, and I have my arms slightly rotated outwards. And the reason for this is that it assists with keeping the tension on the bicep the entire time. And this ups the intensity, and that will up the results. So give this a try in your next bicep curl set, and let me know how it works.